We are back with more breaking news coming in at this point in time. China won't admit on casualties. In fact, China has refused to accept deaths. It says the reports that Chinese side suffered 40 casualties is fake news. And in fact, it is also at this point in time updating us about the Corps Commander level talks, which remember we here on Times Now told you first that had ended on positive note. China agrees that both sides have decided to cool things at the border. Let's go across to Srinjoy Chaudhary. Srinjoy, well, if the figure of 40 casualties is fake news, why isn't China releasing the actual figure or pulling up its own media for admitting casualties and answering questions being raised by its citizens?
Well, it's their system and their government and their decision. But there is no dispute about the number of casualties. People have seen about 50 stretchers being taken out. Now, you don't take people in stretchers unless they are grievously injured or they have a fatal casualty. Now, we also know that 3 officers died in the fighting. Now, this includes a colonel. Now, if that is so, then it's very clear that the information is there with the world, but China does not want to admit to it. China does not want to talk about it, which is fine. It's really their problem. But we know that there were casualties. We know how many casualties there were. We know who were the casualties. So India is very, very assured about the numbers. Unfortunate as the entire fighting was, India suffered 20 fatal casualties with a huge number, and China also suffered substantial casualties. As far the talks are concerned, yes, as Times Now has been saying from the morning, there has been talk about disengagement. The important thing is disengagements in all friction areas. Now, if all friction areas are taken into consideration, it doesn't only mean Galwan, it means Pangong as well. And the Chinese there had tried to build up. So we will have to see how this entire decision is implemented. The important thing is not arriving at a decision. Well, it is important to arrive at the decision. After all, it took 11 hours of negotiations last night. But now the important thing is implementation.
Absolutely. The last time around, implementation resulted in a violent clash between the forces, with the Chinese, of course, attacking our soldiers first. Thank you very much, Srinjoy, for joining us with those details. We'll keep coming back to you for updates. For the moment, a short break.